All right. Good morning, everyone. Cesar Mascoro Jr. with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery. And we're in with our Thursday edition of our 15 Minutes to Mastery. Hope you're doing well, getting you going as we always do with a little bit of information, inspiration, motivation so that you can get your day going on the right foot. And I'm coming to you from Charlotte, North Carolina, once again, out here through tomorrow, working with the great group over at A1 Housing. Hope you are well. Now, today, I want to talk about change and adapting to change and how change happens everywhere around us, and we need to be ready for it, and especially in business, because as our quote today says from Richard Branson, every success story is a tale of constant adaptation, revision, and change. Every success story is a tale of constant adaptation, revision, and change. It's constant. It's not one time. It's not going to just be whenever it's convenient. It happens. It's constant. If you're going to be successful, if you're going to turn your company, your business into something that is going to continue to grow, there is going to be change. There's always going to have to be change involved in this. And you have to be ready for it. You have to be willing to do it. But so many people, right, are just averse to change. They don't want to have to change. They don't want to have to change anything about what they've got going on. And those are usually the companies that stay average. I talked about it. I believe it was on LinkedIn a couple of days ago. I was talking about average, right? And how why would anyone want to stay average? Why would anyone want to stay in the middle of the pack? But it's what's comfortable to them, right? And a lot of folks are just not willing to grow, not willing to change. Things have where it's gotten them to a good point. You get complacent, you get satisfied, and you stay where you're at because you don't want to change, because you're afraid that change may actually take you backwards. And guess what? You may actually go backwards for a bit as you adapt, as you transition, and then you start moving forward. But people, companies, being averse to change, it's not a good thing. Constantly, things are evolving, markets are evolving, people's way of thinking changes. I mean, we went through that just 4 years ago, folks. During COVID, people's minds changed. Their way of thinking, the way of wanting to interact with people has changed since then. And if you're still doing business as it was prior to COVID, if you're dealing with folks, if you're interacting with them in the same manner, it's just not as effective as if you were to adapt to that. Now, it doesn't mean that we change our processes. It doesn't mean that we change the ultimate goal. We don't change the intention. We're simply adapting to how people are buying, right? And that's what we do here at Manufactured Home Sales Mastery with our training programs. They're adapted to the way people make their buying decisions. But if you decide that you're not going to change, if you decide that you're just going to keep doing things the same way, you're going to either be average or below. You're going to start going backwards. You think that you'll go backwards by changing, and you will a little as you transition and grow into those changes, but you'll make up that regression and push forward. Whereas if you stay where you're at, you're going to constantly be going backwards. And you think you're okay. You think you're doing all right because you're still just getting by, or you're doing what you were doing. But you could be so much more ahead if you were just to do that. Now, why is change good in business? I mentioned a couple of those things already, right? Things change, the markets change, people change, everything's always evolving. But why is change good within a business? Well, here's the deal. Okay. One, it encourages innovation. There's that word again, innovation, right? It encourages innovation. Innovation is a great thing because innovation with it brings new ideas, brings new ways of doing business, brings things that keep people fresh. It keeps your staff fresh. It keeps everyone in the business fresh. Plus, your customers, your clients are also very intuitive to the fact that you have this innovation going on, right? And they want to go see what it's about. They want to experience it themselves. So that's one of the things. It just helps drive that people start thinking more, right? Start trying to create ideas and ways that are going to help keep you ahead. It also helps to develop the staff because, as I said, people start thinking more. So the staff starts to they're developing because they're learning these changes. They're adapting to the changes. They're growing into the changes. So even just that the action of doing that is going to help them develop, help them fire those synapses in their brain and keep themselves fresh, right? But it also encourages, as we talked about earlier, innovation. Well, they as individuals will start to think and they'll take notice and they'll figure out what maybe are ways that can be or ways that they can be different, that they can contribute more, that they can do more, right? And it helps them outside in their own life. Our jobs as business owners, our responsibilities as business owners is not just to make the company money, but it is to help develop your staff, your team, not just within the business, but in life. You're at that place as that leader, as that owner for a reason. You've learned some things. You've done some things with your life. You've grown into the person you need to be in order to have that company thriving the way you do. You should be able to pour into your team so that they can become those kinds of people as well. Now, are we aware of the fact that not all of them are built to do that? Not all of them will. Yes, but it doesn't mean you don't do it. Right? So it helps to develop the staff. Plus, it also leads to more opportunities in business because the more we adapt, the more that we change, the more constant we are in that adaptation, the revisions, the changes, the more business opportunities that you get. Because again, like I said, the market's changing, the customer base is changing, the client's way of thinking is changing. And if you're not, the companies that are moving with that change are the ones getting that business from those folks. And you're behind and you're still relying on those folks that maybe still think about doing things the same way. I keep pounding this into your brain. There are 22 million families that can no longer afford a site-built home in the U.S. 22 million families. Those are 22 million families that could transition down into a manufactured home can because of the price point. But they're still expecting the buying experience that they would have gotten when they tried to buy a home 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and decided not to. And now they're in a position where they're going to have to go with a manufactured home if they're going to buy a new home, but they're expecting that type of buying experience. So we need to adapt, we need to change, we need to move up, we need to grow into that. And that is that new opportunity for your business. That's that new market, that new client base that is there for you. You just need to go and grab it, right? So how is it that we can adapt to change and succeed? Okay. So, there's 4 steps here that I want to run through that are going to help you adapt to change. One, first of all, is you've got to accept change. You've got to accept the fact that things change. The only constant in life is change, right? The only constant in life is change. There will always be changes. Even if you don't think there are changes, there are changes. You go through them all the time. You're changing. As you get older, as you grow wiser, you're changing. You're changing in mentality, right? You're changing in the way, your personality, the way you do things. Your body's change. Everything changes. So whether you like it or not, it happens. If you have children, they change. They go from infants to toddlers to boys to young men to adults. Change. It's all around you. You've just got to accept it. Same thing in business, folks. It changes. It changes. So the next thing you need to do is just plan ahead to stay ahead. Start thinking ahead. Start thinking of what is coming. Pay attention to what's going on in the markets. Pay attention to what's going on around the globe as far as what affects your business, right? And plan ahead. Plan ahead so that you can be ahead. Don't be reactive, be proactive. Continue to move forward, continue to grow, right? And as always, we always talk about the other thing, you focus on what you can control, which are your actions and your attitude. Change comes that you need to adapt to. Focus on your actions. What do I need to do in order to be able to adapt to this change, learn these new systems and learn these new processes to do whatever it is that's required in order to continue moving forward with these changes. And your attitude. Oh, this sucks. Oh my God, I can't believe it's always something. Why are we always having to move? Why are we moving from this to that? Well, does you no good. It does you no good. Control your actions and control your attitude. And that attitude starts with the first one, which is accept change. And then, of course, I would tell you, hire a coach, a consultant to assist in that transition. Right now, in the market, in the manufactured home sales world, things are changing. Builder developers coming into the industry. Big change. Client base, 22 million people that can become manufactured home buyers. Big change, right? The product itself has changed. We need to learn that product. We need to understand the construction, the things that have changed, the nuances of the design and the construction of the homes, new products, the cross mods, new financing coming into the industry. Yeah, there's so much. So having that consultant that come in and work with you, work with your team, you focus on the business, and you can get a consulting company like us at Manufactured Home Sales Mastery to work with your team on the sales side so that you can focus on the business side. But that's always a great thing, and there's always change. And with that being said, we're going through change here. We're going through change right here ourselves at Manufactured Home Sales Mastery. And I'm glad to share this with you. Let's see, because today you're going to hear more and more about it. Okay. But let me share this screen with you guys. Check this out. Today, my friends, if I can find it, this always seems to happen. Let's see. There we go. Right here. We ourselves are going through changes. I told you I messed some stuff up, and man, I am ready to fix it. And today we officially are launching, for the very first time, the Manufactured to Win podcast. No longer is there Trailer Wars, folks. We are now manufactured to win because you are manufactured to win. You are built to do more, be more. And so this podcast is all about empowerment, professionalism, respect, and growth. It's, of course, sales training. It's consulting. We're going to have guests speak. We're going to have guests on the show to help us grow within the business and on a personal level, on as individuals, because it's not, you can't expect to make changes within your business and grow and succeed at a high level if you aren't changing and growing and becoming the person you need to be to achieve those things. So I'm excited. Let me turn this off, right? I'm excited to bring you the Manufactured to Win podcast. And you're going to see all about it all throughout our social media later today. You'll have the episode up on YouTube a little bit later this morning. And I invite you to get out there, check it out, subscribe, because this is going to be amazing. I'm so excited about it that, oh my gosh, I know you guys are going to love it, man. And that's part of change, right? We continue to grow. We bring you new programs. We bring you new products. We bring you new podcasts, because we're growing up as well. You guys have a great Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your day. Get on out there. Make it a huge Thursday so that you can set up a great selling weekend and a fantastic selling Saturday. You guys take care, man. We'll be talking to you soon. And as always, I can't wait to meet you.